Hello viewers. So presenting one problem from income from house property chapter. It is our second problem, and in my first problem I had explained you regarding the steps for calculation of gross annual value, or how gross annual value of a house property which is let out on monthly rent is computed. Now today I have taken another problem similar to preceding problem, but here one new additions is there regarding interest on capital of a house, interest on capital or interest on loan borrowed for the construction of the house or for the acquisition of the house. And if the house is constructed and with the loan amount, and during the construction period interest is payable on loan amount, and this loan amount is also eligible for deduction while computing income from house property from the net annual value of house property. And and the house property starts earning income generally after the letting out house on monthly rent or based on notional value. If the house property does not start earning income, even then interest on borrowed capital is eligible for deduction. At that times you will get negative income from house property. So based on this point, this problem is taken especially to convince you, to make understood you about the interest of pre-construction period and interest of post-construction period, how we can claim deduction from the income from house property calculation. And with this, the problem is on your screen. And now let's start the problem, and I will explain you the solution also. And everything is here on your screen before you. All of you watch it properly, then you will get the point what I have explained and what the question wants to say. Let's start the questions. So here it is, Mr. Z owns a house property and he let out the house property in Shillong on a monthly rent of rupees 25,000. Okay, this is your municipal value. All these thing is given. And one more thing, sir, here, while computing income from house property, this type of expenses, insurance of a building, repairs, collection charges, these expenses are not allowed for deduction under income from house property. For this, a straight deduction 30% of net annual value is eligible. So when 30% of net annual value as a standard deduction under section 24 clause A is available or given, then these expenses if are given, then we have to ignore it. Like these expenses is not taken into account. All these three expenses shall not be taken into account. Also, we have to ignore it. Okay. So, and another point, that is here, a loan of rupees 1,50,000 was taken on 1st April 2020 at the rate of 10% per annum for the construction of house property, which was completed on 31st March 2022, and our previous year starts from 1st April 2022 to 31st March 2023. And in these 2 years, that is 2020 21 and 21 22, these two period, though house has taken for completion of these 2 years, but loan was taken, and with the help of loan the house property construction work is started. And from the day one, the interest on loan start becoming due when the loan amount is taken. Now that is this in 2020 21 and 2021 22, these two period were taken for complete the construction of house property, and thereafter the house property is ready for letting out on monthly rent. That means the house is, we have to assume that it is let out from 1st April 2022. Yet not yet paid, interest is payable. So here unrealized rent for the current year is rupees 20,000, and house was remained vacant for 1 month during the previous year. So find out Mr. Z's income from house property. Okay, this is the questions. So in this is the solution. So here is given in the question: municipal value 3 lakh, fair rent is 2,90,000, standard rent is not given in the question. So then when a standard rent is not given in the question, so it is written nil. It means whichever is higher, municipal value or fair rent, whichever is higher, a figure shall be taken in step 1. So 3 lakh is the greater figure, so it will be 3 lakh. So here in step 1, 3 lakh rupees. And now in step 2, rent received, it is given 25,000 per month and into 12, so here 3 lakh rupees, and it is rent received, and in the question it is also given 20,000 is unrealized rent, so 3 lakh minus 20 is 2 lakh 80,000. And when we compare a step 1 with a step 2, the greater figure shall be written in step 3, so this is 3 lakh in step 3, so greater figure. And in the question it is also given this house was remain vacant 1 month, so that is loss due to vacancy. 1 month's rent is 25,000, and here 2,75,000 after deducting 3 lakh minus 25,000, so balance is your gross annual value, step 3 minus step 4. And now municipal tax is given in the question. Here Mr. Z, who paid municipal tax 5% during the previous year. 5% during the previous year means 5% of municipal value. So this is the municipal value of rupees 3 lakh, and on this 3 lakh you have to calculate the 5%, and this is coming here 5% of 3 lakh 15,000, and this minus this 2 lakh 70,000 net annual value. Alright, next you see less deduction. A standard deduction is straightly you will get 30% of 2,60,000. This is the net annual value, and it is 78,000. And interest on capital, here working note number 1 is provided. How 21,000 rupees is calculated, let's see below working notes. So calculation of interest on capital, or you can loan under section 24 clause B. So you know that it is given in the question 1,50,000, rate of interest 10%, everything is given in the question. Date of completion of construction of the house property is 31st March, and the house property is let out from the 1st April 2022. So this property have taken 2 years to completion and fully completion of construction work completion. And now, but in these 2 years, landowner has paid the interest on loan, and that is pre-construction period. So pre-construction period means the interest on uh, loan paid during the construction work, and here the pre-construction work and post-construction work. Interest paid before construction of the house and interest paid after construction of the house, that is post-construction period. So post-construction period or current year or previous year. So this previous year construction work interest on loan is fully deductible. But what about the last 2 years, that is the pre-construction period interest amount, and it is calculated rate of interest is 1,50,000 into 10%, so that into 2, it is 2 years. So here 30,000 interest, and this interest amount is pre-construction period interest, and this pre-construction period interest amount is eligible for deduction in 5 equal installment. Okay, interest for pre-construction period shall be allowed as a deduction in 5 equal installment starting from the previous year in which house is acquired or the construction is completed, and for the next 4 years. Okay, now here this is interest for current period is whole amount is eligible for deduction, and interest of pre-construction period is 5 equal installments, so it is 6,000 and together 21,000. All right, now again here it is details analysis. So 1st April 2020 to 31st March 1 year, and again 21 to 22 1 year. So this is 15 plus 15, 30,000 divided by 5, 6,000, and 22 23 it is to our previous year, so previous year or current year. So this year whole interest amount is eligible for deduction. Okay, and this amount is this one 15,000, and and pre-construction period interest amount is your 30,000, and it will be in 5 equal installment eligible for deduction each year. So 6,000 this year, and a remaining 4 installment in next 4 years, that is 22, it is the 22 23 23 24 24 25 25 26 26 27. So that is remaining each year. So this is your solution, and here it is computed 21,000 is interest on capital or loan amount, and total deduction, and here 99,000 minus 2,60,000. Okay, so balance is 1,61,000. This is income from house property. So the very important point is that here interest of pre-construction period and interest of post-construction period. So I have tried to explain you with the help of a small illustrations. I hope you have understood, and if you have any doubt, you can write in comment section. I will try to reply to your questions. Okay, thank you very much, viewers. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this problem. Thank you very much.